Another video. This video is going to be really quick and a little introduction on how to avoid a relegation battle in the Premier League using a few tactical tweaks in the offensive phase. So the first is when your goalkeeper is in possession of the ball, which will happen a lot. Probably if you're in a relegation battle with a team, the ball will be in your half most of the time. So the key is to have deeper fullbacks and narrow central defenders in the first phase, and you're going to want to play this first line pass, even if it's just a bounce pass between goalkeeper and center back, which will ignite the press either from out to in, or if not, there'll be some sort of jumping system from the team out of possession. And then from here, this will just pull out the team in the defensive phase just enough. No matter how they press, they'll be drawn out for then your team to take advantage of the space left for the mid-range pass. And this, even though it may not be a perfect solution and there will still be some volatility in transitions and whatnot, you could potentially use this space and lack of compactness to then break further forward going in behind. It also has to deal with the qualities of players, but typically if you're in relegation battle, you won't have the most technical players, you'll have more athletic players and some pace up front. So it's good to exploit this space and put players in a situation of low density so they don't feel the pressure from the other team as much. So now moving up the field, the next little tweak is, as we saw in the first instance, in possession of the ball, the team was playing with a back four. I suggest to play with an asymmetric back four, creating a back three in possession because it protects better against transitions, especially with a double pivot. So for this, it's not so much about the connections into the pivot areas and the double pivot and using these as playmakers. It's more about if the possession is lost, cut out, you then have 5 players pretty much always behind the ball to then protect in transition, and it allows the players further forward to have a little bit more freedom and make more advantageous runs in behind. So from here, a few patterns that you will look to ignite will then be based on rondo situations on the ball. So creating 4 versus 2s, forcing the defense to shift, and also setting up so that the team always has the ability to play in behind. And playing in behind, especially in a relegation battle side, isn't the worst thing, even if the ball goes out for a throw-in or possession is lost, because then you have enough players around the ball, especially in the wide areas or the half spaces. You then have players around the ball to actively press, because something like counter pressing can be taught much easier than technical ability on the ball and maybe even offensive decision making in the final third, finding advanced areas. So one thing, creating rondo situations, tight connections that elicit a very fast counter press or transition into the defensive phase. A good strong rest defense structure with strong circulation, making it as easy on the players as possible in possession, having many options and simplifying the game for them. And just when in doubt, if they are looking to get isolated on the ball, the team is actively pressing, as they often will, stepping out, being pretty aggressive with the press against a team in relegation, then no shame in playing a more direct pass, either chipped or even in behind in a low density area, to then regroup, get to the ball side and look to secure the second ball and then move further forward up the field. And suggestion by the 9, many times just play in an offsides position, so if the line is broken, then he'll be onside by the time the player receives the ball in behind, and you'll have a early cross option, again making the players in as low density areas as possible to then create chances and score goals. Now this was just a very oversimplified version of a few tactical pieces that you could potentially use. So if you enjoyed the video, you want to see the defensive phase of a team in a relegation battle, like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.